ABG Squad, we have a special edition of News You Can Use unfolding right here in the streets of Toronto. As you can see here at one of the city's most popular parks in the West and at Trinity Bellwoods, a large police presence as well as a big and massive blue fence has basically cornered off one of the largest encampments in this city. Police, security, other city resources have been deployed to this area to evict people experiencing homelessness in this park. We are going to tell you everything that has unfolded, everything we've been able to gather right now.
We support encampments. Where are your credentials? Who do you work for? Who are you? Who are you? Who are you? I spent 13 sex traffickers in the GPS service that are getting fucking charged right now for sex trafficking 13-year-old girls. How can you possibly not know? It's your fucking job.
The residents want people to stay calm. We want people to stay chill. Just relax. Let us deal with our residents here. Don't provoke. Stop.
So if you can just give us an update on what transpired and what the residents are saying right now.
Yeah, so residents inside are asking for space, so a lot of them are cleaning up. There are some people who are still sleeping, honestly. So people are just asking for space. People who have been kettled inside are also leaving. So at this point, we just want to respect people's privacy as they clean up their stuff. They have been given offers that I think they feel are appropriate.
What are these offers?
People have been offered, I think a number of people were offered spots in modular housing.
Okay.
So sidebar, the fact that it took all these people to show up for somebody to get permanently housed is actually ridiculous.
What do you make of what's happening right now?
I think that the cost of this operation could do an awful lot of good if we directed it in a different way.
Such as?
Permanent housing with supports for people, income supports, yeah.
How long have you been out here for?
I just got here 5 minutes. I didn't know this was happening. I was trying to have a good time. These guys themselves are PTSD-ridden individuals, ramming on poor people. It's the weak going against the weak. It's unbelievable.
We work at one of the community health centers.
Okay.
So we were trying to get in to bring some supplies to people, like water and stuff, but they wouldn't let us in. We asked on multiple entrance sites, but they wouldn't let us in. So we're kind of just out here for support for anyone out here, I mean,
We're hearing that they've been offering up hotel rooms.
Yes, but a lot of the times being in the hotel rooms is less safe than being out here in the parks. That many people feel safer just being out here with their peers, and there's all the rules in the shelters.
In terms of when you can leave and when you can come
when
back.
you can leave, when you can come back, how much you can bring in with you. So it's you can bring in 2 bags. I don't know about you, but my stuff is in way more than 2 bags, right?
We've been working with people in encampments for a long time. We know that the city's claim of safe indoor spaces is not true. I can't even count on my fingers and toes the number of people who've died of overdoses, for example, in these supposedly safe spaces.
So are you worried that this might happen again?
Absolutely.
Because this was a large police presence.
Yeah, 10,000%. A couple weeks ago at City Council, they voted. They passed this motion about the goal of 0 encampments. They didn't articulate how they were going to get to that goal. I mean, if we were going to get to 0 encampments because everybody had housing, that's fantastic. But the reality is there's no housing stock, right? The affordable housing wait list is 10 to 12 years for a bachelor unit. There's 80,000 households on that wait list. So there's no housing supply. So the reality is if you're going to have a goal of 0 encampments and you don't have housing, the only other way I can see that goal be achieved is through this kind of violence and displacement that we saw today.
Just got back to work after dealing with my own mental illness the last 7 years. I've been a fucking nurse 8 years. This is what I fucking see. This is what I come out to. It's what I come out to. Bunch of small ass men. Jesus Christ.
I think the major thing for the city right now is the whole aesthetic piece. It's like you see tents, and apparently it doesn't look good for the park, right? But it's like, at the end of the day, those city workers, they're going home, right? And where are these people going? They have nowhere to go.
What would have happened if there wasn't this size of a crowd watching this unfold? What do you think would have happened?
I think that the amount of public pressure that came out today was significant, and I think it probably made the city realize that a lot of people are watching. And so if they were going to, like, what were their options? Like, they were kettling people, which is illegal.
The city knows that this is not a long-term solution, so it would be nice to see them work on those for a change.
I mean, we know a number of people were arrested today. I wouldn't be surprised if there was more arrests that would have happened. Last year during the summer when we witnessed encampments being cleared, there was definitely not as much of public presence, and I definitely observed a number of times where cops would say, like, take the offer or I'm going to arrest you. It's like, well, that's not really a choice here. You're not giving people choices.
How can people help?
I think it's important to just kind of bear witness to what's going on. It's wonderful to see all these people here. I think too often people experiencing homelessness are invisibilized and treated as less than human. So I think if we can all kind of realize that any of us could be in this situation, it would go a long way to helping the situation.
We often overlook politics and voting. But the reason that we're here is because we've had horrible policy decision makers, right? They implemented oppressive policies that keep people stuck. And so if you can just kind of educate yourself in your various ward, like know how your councillors voted. If they didn't vote in a way that you actually align with, vote them out. Municipal elections are next year in October. Provincially, this matters as well. So I think doing your homework and understanding not just the immediate, but really doing the work for the long haul is really important. So I do think the huge amount of public presence that showed up today in support of residents, I think sends a really loud message to the city to say, like, hey, we're watching, and like give people options and don't displace people who are poor.